Hi, I'm Maya and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you how I make this beautiful mini crop top. I name it Full Moon. But before we start, I would like to know if you are enjoying the process as much as I do. I know that we want to see the result, but the process also is so important. And if so, can you please post your comment right here and right now that you are enjoying the process, so I know that we walk the same path. For me, this is the most important thing for create any hard piece. And if you're ready, let's get started. In this project, we'll be using DK 8-ply yarn. I demonstrate size XS and I have used about 380 to 400 meters, so almost 2 skeins of this one. And we will need 4.5mm hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. For size XS, I have chain 56 plus 2, but here I already made the first row, but I will walk you through how to do it. First, you just have to make chain as long as you need. I suggest you to make chain and measure across your shoulder. You can measure from the right to the left or the left to the right, just as the width have to be that the length of your shoulder. When you pull stretch as it offers, as the yarn stretch ability offer you, you can see I have a video that I will post here. Yeah, here first you make chain and then you stretch it out and across your shoulder like so. I actually did that before I make the first row. And then when you got the length, you see, you make sure that it's stretched. And when you got the length you need, then you make the first row. And after row 1, we're gonna continue row 2 here. To begin row 2, we're gonna chain 2 to build up the yarn. And this chain 2 is not counting as the stitch, only build up the yarn. Now we're going to add 1/2 double crochet in third chain from hook, and we're going to add 1/2 double crochet in each stitch across. This design is very simple for the body part, and yeah, it's for the beginners, friendly. I mean, if you know how to make half double crochet, you can make this piece. Only that later on we're gonna have a little fancy as the trim, but it's also not that difficult. And here I almost get to the end of the row. When I get to the end of the row here, I will have total of 56 of half double crochet. And the whole pattern for the body, the whole piece actually, is only half double crochet like I mentioned before. And now for this front part, we're going to repeat row 2 for the pattern. And for my size, I'm going to continue for 22 rows. And here's my 22 rows. At this point, you're gonna put this piece against your body and find the right number to create the left and the right shoulder part and the middle part for a neckline. If you're making for yourself, just put it against your body and find the neckline part and add the stitch marker on. Or if you want to get all sizes with the number that we already calculated for you, you can just purchase the written pattern and there's a calculation, everything for you already. And here, when you find your point, you just add the stitch marker. And now we're going to continue the shoulder part here. So here we're going to start our shoulder part. I'm going to do on the right side. You can see I have the yarn still from the body part. I did not cut the yarn. And from here, I just gonna continue with chain 2 and I'm going to put my first half double crochet in third chain from hook, and one half double crochet in each stitch until I get into the last stitch. This is going to be a decreasing row. So when you do a calculation for the neckline and the shoulder part, in the neckline you're going to include the stitch marker stitches as well. So here on the right side I have 20 stitches, and as it is a decreasing row, I somehow going to add one half double crochet until I got 19 half double crochet, and the last 20 I'm going to add the one with the stitch marker together. Here you will see this is 18, no, that is 19, and here I put these two together. Here I got 20. See, I include the last one with the stitch marker with the one of the number 20. So I put together, become 20 half double crochet stitch. And row 2, you just chain 2, and this row you do not decrease anything. The second row we're going to just put one half double crochet in each stitch across, and at the end of the row we will have again 20 half double crochet stitch in row 2. Here my last one for row 2, and for row 3 you're going to chain 2, and you're going to do exactly the same like row 1, except that the last stitch you don't have stitch marker there, so simply you just put 2 chain, turn your work, and then you're going to add one half double crochet in third chain from hook, and one half double crochet across until the last 2 stitch you put the 2 stitch together. That is how you decreasing the row. So I have repeat row 2 and row 3 until I get into row 9, and in row 9 I have a total of 17 half double crochet here, and from there we're gonna do regular rows. So I just move up the stitch marker there, and from here on we're gonna do regular rows. For size XS I'm going to make until row 14. The regular rows mean we're not going to decreasing anything anymore. So I'm going to chain 2, turn the work, and from here I'm going to put one half double crochet in third chain from hook, and one half double crochet in each stitch across, in total of 17 half double crochet. And I'm going to repeat this row until I get into the row 14. And again, for different sizes, you can either put against your body and see how many rows you have to make, or you can just support the pattern where I already calculate all the number for you. I have a team who work with me and test the pattern with the correct number for you, so that you don't have to do it yourself. And it's great for those who have an online shop. When you receive the order for customer, you know exactly how many rows to make. So here I have made 14 rows. As you can see, there where I moved the stitch marker before, and I work up from row 9 to row 14. And from here I'm going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. I'm going to leave the yarn long enough that I can weave in later. And we're going to move forward to the other side of the shoulder part. I love this scissor. And if you like to get the same scissor, I put the link down below for you as well to visit my Amazon page. I collect all the tools that I love there. Alright, for the right part, you're going to slip knot into the corner outside because we're going to work toward the stitch marker. I'm trying to make slip knot like how I see everyone like to do it, and I think some people say that it is easier to add the slip knot in this way, but I found it a little bit too complicated for me. I'm just gonna do my way later on, but I'm just gonna show you here. When you add the stitch there, make sure that you go to the really in the corner, because you should not miss any stitch at all. The first half double crochet, do not miss that, because we will need that half double crochet to count as one. See that first one, don't forget that one. Yeah, so the thing is, I don't like this way of connecting because there's a knot. That's why I run the yarn out again, and I'm going to do my way. My way, for some people, they say to me it's too complicated, but I kind of like it because it's very neat and you cannot see the knot at the back. I will show you how I do it. I know it's going to take a little longer time, but I really want to show you how I do a slip knot. This is like a grandmother way. This is how I do a slip knot. For me, it's the best way. So here, when you got already chain 2, then you're gonna add 1 half double crochet into the first half double crochet stitch from previous row. Do not miss that one. And now you're going to add 1 half double crochet in each stitch across. And again, the last stitch, you will put it together with the first middle part, which means the stitch of number 20, you're going to add together with the one that have stitch marker on here. And the first row, you will have 20 half double crochet. And from here on, you're just going to follow all the steps from the other side exactly to create the shoulder part of this side. Yeah, and here we are. We have finished and complete both of our shoulder part. And now we're gonna continue to our back panel. And to make the back part, we will not cut the yarn. We're just gonna continue from the shoulder. And from here, we're going to chain 2. We're going to put the first half double crochet in third chain from hook, and 1 of half double crochet in each stitch in the next of 16 stitch, because our shoulder part we have 17 half double crochet. And when we get to that, in order to make the chain correct number, we have to do some calculation. So I already calculate for you. From here, for the size XS, we're going to chain 22. And again, for other sizes, you can just purchase the pattern. In this way, you also support me to create more pattern for you, more video to share. And for this exercise, you can find all the information and the number in my blog post for free. When you get to 22 chain, you're going to add 1 half double crochet into the other side of the shoulder. So just simply put the first half double crochet in this side on top of the half double crochet from the shoulder part previous row. Do not miss it. I also suggest you to count the stitch as well so that you don't miss any stitch. When you get into the end of the row, you will have again in this shoulder part of 17 half double crochet. Here we are, just a few stitches there to complete the first row of the back panel. And row 2 going to be slightly different. We start with chain 2 the same, and we're going to add 1 half double crochet third chain from hook, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 16 stitches to complete 17 half double crochet. And when we get into this chain stitch, we're going to, this is my last half double crochet. I have complete 17 half double crochet stitch. As you can see, I keep counting to make sure I don't miss anything. And now to the chain area, the bridge to connect the other side. From here, I'm going to add a single crochet, 1 single crochet into the chain stitch in each of every chain stitch, meaning I'm going to make at the end of this chain bridge to the other side, I'm going to make 22 of a single crochet here. And after I got 22 of the single crochet, then I'm going to add 1 half double crochet in each stitch across, total of 17 half double crochet stitches. And this is how I complete row 2 for the back panel. And now we're going to continue with row 3. Row 3 is very simple. We're going to chain 2 and 1 half double crochet in each stitch across, in total of 56 half double crochet stitch, just from one side to the other side. I also add the stitch marker from where my first row of the back panel, so when I lost the count of the row, I can just come back and easily see where I start. But you can already see that the front part is until the last row of the shoulder part before we make the chain row. Yeah, so let's continue. As I say, you're going to just add 1 half double crochet in each stitch across until the end of the row. And make sure that at the end of the row you have 56 half double crochet stitch. And after you have done row 3, you're going to repeat row 3 for the pattern. And for size XS, I made in total of 36 rows. So row 4 to row 36, just simply repeat row 3. And now you will have something like this. after you complete 36 rows. And we're going to create the armhole. Now you just flop it over and see how it looks. You can also try it on. Actually, you can try it on already from the beginning to make sure that the neck areas fit you, but I'm sure it will fit you if you have the right calculation. And now we're going to measure from the shoulder down to make the armhole. My suggestion is to use the measurement tape and measure from the shoulder down about 6 to 7 inches. In this video, I just add already the stitch marker, but you can just use the measurement tape, and about 6 to 7 inches is depending on your arm size, and then just add the stitch marker where is the good side for you. Then you're going to connect both parts, the front and the back, together. I will connect both parts using single crochet stitch together with slip knot, but you can just use any stitch that you like. You can also just cut the yarn long enough and use the yarn needle to sew it in. For me, I'm going to add single crochet in the end of each row, and then when it comes to the between row, I'm going to use slip stitch. And I also making the connecting front and back from the inside out because I want to hide the seam. So you find the part that you think this is going to be inside, and then you start to connect both parts together. And after that, you're going to turn over your top and to work with the trimming, the edging of the fancy stitches that I will show you later. So go ahead, connect these both parts together, use your preferable stitch until you get into the point where you add your stitch marker, and you will repeat all steps in the other side as well to create the armhole. And I will meet you after that. And here, when we're done with both connecting part, this is how our top look like. Yeah, now we're gonna flip it over, come to the outside part, and as you can see outside, then you don't see the seam so much from here, and I like it this way for this design. And now we're gonna do the edge, the edging that I would call. We are getting there. So to do that, we're gonna find the corner of the back part to slip knot, to make a slip knot, and we're gonna start our first row with chain 3 and 1 double crochet in each stitch across the trim. Very easy, our first row. Just simply add 1 double crochet in each stitch across. And you will see when you get into the end of the back panel, you will see when you arrive to the seam, I have skipped the seam because I like it to be a little narrowing in the first row. So I just add 1 last double crochet into the last stitch of this first panel, which is the back, because we start at the back. And then I skip the seam, and I simply just add the double crochet into the other panel on top of the first stitch of the other panel, which is the front part. As you can see here, I keep a little hole there. I don't mind, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, I don't mind that way. But if you want to also add 1 double crochet in the seam, it's totally fine. You can do the way you want it to. And when you get into the other panel, either in the front or the back, you're just going to add 1 double crochet in each stitch across as well until you reach the other side where is the beginning row. And here we are almost there into the beginning row. Just keep adding 1 double crochet, and when you get to there, you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain. See that? And we have complete row 1. Now for row 2, gonna be different. Chain 3, and we're going to add a little fancy stitch over here. Now I show you again of the little skip hole part. This part look a little bigger, but it's fine. This is what you will have so far at this point, and we're gonna add row 2. And here we're going to start row 2. Row 2 is gonna be a little more exciting here. After we chain 3, we're gonna add the fancy stitch. I hope you all will like this stitch. It's called front post double crochet and back post double crochet. Here I'm gonna add the first one, front post double crochet. And if you don't know how to do front post double crochet, I'm gonna add the video for you to go learn how to make front post double crochet as well as back post double crochet. This one is the back post double crochet. So the first one is front post double crochet, and then the next stitch is back post double crochet, and again the next one is front post double crochet, and the next one is back post double crochet. So you're going to do this the whole row. Keep doing these 2 stitches. Just make sure you're not getting confused, because one have to be a front post and the next one is a back post. And in this video I didn't slow down because the video is almost half an hour already, and I don't want the video to be super long. So I'm gonna add the extra video in the corner here somewhere, so that you can go to learn how to make front post double crochet and back post double crochet, to be able to come back here again and complete this design with me. Because row 2 is all about front post double crochet and back post double crochet, to be able to create this beautiful texture of this edging row. And when you finish your row 2, you will see how pretty these stitches made this top look like. And now we are finished with the row 2. We are finding the 3rd chain of the beginning chain to slip stitch. So we slip stitch here, and now let's continue row 3. If you have done row 2, row 3 is very simple. Just chain 3, and again here you see, if your first stitch is front post double crochet, then you're going to do a front post double crochet around that double crochet as well. And again the next one, back post double crochet, and you're going to add back post double crochet. This is even easier because you can see in front of you what stitch is this one. Front post, then add front post double crochet around, and then the next one come, you can check again, it's back post, then you just do it. So it's so simple. This row 3, you're going to repeat this until you arrive to the beginning stitch again, until you arrive to the chain 3 at the beginning, and that's how you complete row 3. And for the edging, the bottom edging, we're just gonna stop at row 3. But if you want to make it longer, you can just continue to repeat this row as long as you want. But as this design is a mini crop top, I'm going to finish the edging bottom row with the row 3. So I have finished my row 3, slip stitch and chain 1 and cut the yarn. So you will weave in the yarn later on. This is, I finished like so, and this is how the bottom look like at the end. It's so pretty, these stitches. I love this stitch. And now we're going to repeat everything again into the sleeve. Not really a sleeve, but just like the edging also around the armhole. We're going to do the edging at the arm. We're going to do the same. For me, I like to slip stitch into the back panel because that's how I do. And I do just next to the seam like that. And you're going to do the same slip knot, chain 3, and you're gonna add 1 double crochet around. The difference here is that you will add 1 double crochet at the base of the row, the end of the row, as you can see here. And I would suggest you to count the number. Make sure you don't add too many rows. I mean, make sure you not add too many double crochet, otherwise your armhole will get too wide, or don't add too less of the double crochet, otherwise it's gonna be too narrow. So make sure that you add in one stitches, 1 double crochet in each of the end of the row. Here you can see end of the row like that. Very easy. And just write your number down. For me, I have made 38 of double crochets, so I write it down because I want to make the same number of the other arm as well. So go ahead, add 1 double crochet in each of the end of the row. And here we are, finishing the first row of the edging of the armhole. I'm going to add 1 last double crochet before slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain of this row. Then I'm going to chain 3 to continue row 2, and for row 2 I do exactly the same with the edging bottom row. I'm going to add 1 front post double crochet into the first double crochet from previous row, and then the next one is back post double crochet. So I'm gonna repeat this step of front post double crochet and back post double crochet until I get into the end of the row. Then I'm gonna also repeat row 3 exactly the same. I stop at row 3 the same as the bottom row, then I just slip stitch, chain 1 and cut the yarn, and I repeat all steps at the other side of the armhole as well. And this is how we create this beautiful full moon mini crop top. And I hope you have something like this by now. Very pretty, right? Just weave in all the excess yarn, try it on and see how you feel in this beautiful top you just made for yourself, and be proud of yourself that you can use your hands to create beautiful things. Alright, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumb up, share with your friends, share in all your social media, and don't forget to add the hashtag MayaLunaCorazon Spirit Weavers. I'm very happy that you are part of our community, our tribe. Follow me on Instagram at MayaLunaCorazon. There I active every single day. You can interact with me and see my current project. I also have Facebook group, Crochet Tribe MayaLunaCorazon. I want to take a moment to give a special thanks to my testers who helped me to perfect this design. Alright, my friend, if this video too fast for you, you can find all the information including yarn use and the yarn suggestion in my blog. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you will get the notification every time I post a new video. I hope you enjoy the summer, the nature, and that you will stay creative and beautiful and generous as you are. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. See you next video. Bye bye.